Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 1. There are only two people alive who know the recipe of Coca-Cola. They aren't allowed in the same plane in case it crashes. In 1992, a shipping container filled with 28,000 rubber duckies got lost at sea. To this day, they are still being found around the world. George Clooney once gave 14 of his friends $1 million as a gift and paid taxes on all of it on one condition: they all had to take the money, or none of them got it.
These are dirty facts about history that will blow your mind, part 2.
Up first, Lewis and Clark kept journals detailing the violent diarrhea that they and their fellow explorers had.
The explorers did not take a physician with them, and it showed.
They graphically recorded all of their challenges, which also included chefed thighs, boils, and mosquito bites. One team member even died from his diarrhea. Next up, when Edgar Allan Poe was 27 years old, he married his 13-year-old cousin.
They lived together in a public home before they were publicly married in 1836.
Her age was listed at 21, and she died at 24. Many people believe his book called The Raven was inspired by her illness and death.
Finally, King Tut was actually mummified with a boner. When his embalmed body was discovered, his penis stood upright.
They say he was buried like this to symbolize the political struggle of Egypt at the time.
Facts that will blow your mind. Humans are the only animals that enjoy spicy foods. Potato chips cause more weight gain than any other food. It's impossible to hum while you hold your nose. The least interesting day in history was April 11, 1954. Aldous Huxley and C.S. Lewis died on the same day as JFK. Bigger forks lead you to eat less. The longest living insect is the termite. Chewing gum after a meal reduces heartburn. Dogs can smell cancer. Bees can detect bombs. Follow and comment below which fact blew your mind.
Scary facts that will blow your mind. There's an actual place called the Middle of Nowhere in New Mexico. An elderly couple lived in a single house located there and claimed to see a strange creature that looked like a skinwalker. After reporting what they saw to the police, the couple strangely disappeared. Only their dog was left behind. Courage the Cowardly Dog is based on this story.
Strange facts that will blow your mind. Apples in the supermarket can be up to 1 year old. An octopus has 3 hearts. A cloud can weigh over 1 million pounds. Sneezes travel at about 100 miles per hour.
Facts about the human body that will blow your mind. Part 12. When you say the word poop, your mouth does the same movement your butthole does when you poop. We breathe out most of our weight during weight loss. When listening to music, your heartbeat will sync with the rhythm.
Random facts that will blow your mind, part 14. There's no such thing as a naturally occurring blue food. A bird's feathers weighs more than its entire skeleton. London has the most 5-star hotels worldwide. 7.5% of all office documents get lost.
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 12. There are only two people alive who know the recipe of Coca-Cola. They aren't allowed to travel on the same plane in case it crashes. In 1992, a shipping container filled with 28,000 rubber duckies got lost at sea. To this day, they're still being found around the world. George Clooney once gave 14 of his friends $1 million as a gift and paid the taxes for all of it on one condition: they all had to take the money, or none of them got it.
Scary facts that will blow your mind. When you wake up after a dream, and remember the dream, It wasn't a dream, it was a message.
Weird facts that will blow your mind. Humans are the only species on the planet that like spicy foods. The bigger the fork you have, the less you eat with. Studies show that boyfriends do more chores around the house than husbands do after they get married. After all that hard work, you might as well relax. And humans actually sleep better in hammocks than they do in beds. So if you ain't sleeping 8 hours every night in your hammock, then what are you doing?
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 3. The Red Bull slogan. Red Bull gives you wings allowed a man to file a lawsuit against Red Bull for not giving him wings, resulting in him winning $13 million. Between 25 to 36% of people have never experienced a headache in their entire lives. Men who grow beards easily and earlier in life are more likely to go bald.
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. If you remember your dream when you wake up, then it wasn't a dream, it was a message.
These are crazy World War II facts that will blow your mind. First, to avoid the German-sounding name hamburger, the United States changed the name of a hamburger to Liberty Steak. Next up, Adolf Hitler's nephew, William Hitler, actually served in the United States Navy during World War II, which is pretty crazy. Next up, if it was necessary to use a third atomic bomb, the next city that would have been targeted by the United States was Tokyo, Japan. Finally, the total amount of deaths in World War II were between 50 million and 70 million people, 80% of which only came from 4 countries: Russia, China, Germany, and Poland. And over 50% of the casualties were civilians, with the majority being women and children.
Creepy facts that will blow your mind. If you experience a dream that you're drowning, this represents not being able to catch your breath, which suggests that at the time of the dream, you're feeling overwhelmed at work or at home. Press the plus for more of the macabre. Scary facts that will blow your mind. A human head remains conscious for around 20 seconds after being decapitated. More than 7,000 people die annually due to the doctor's bad handwriting. Men who are hanged get a death erection, known as rigor erectus. Press the plus for more of the macabre.
These are dirty facts about history that will blow your mind, part 1. Up first, Benjamin Franklin actually had a gilf fetish. He wrote a long letter to a friend advising of the benefits of taking an older woman as a mistress. His reasons were, they are more thankful for the attention, they are more adventurous than young women, they are experienced and don't have to be trained, and they are less likely to betray you in favor of another man. And he finally said that the face ages, but the downstairs does not. My boy Benjamin was low-key a freak. Next up, ancient Egyptians believed that the god of creation made the world by masturbating, and viewed it as a magical act. The belief was the god Atum was completely alone on the planet until he ejaculated and all the living creatures on Earth were made. Finally, in ancient Greece, large penises were associated with foolishness, which explains why so many statues have extremely tiny ones. These are morbid facts that will blow your mind, part 1. Up first, if you harvested every single organ and chemical in the human body, you would make around $45 million. This is absolutely crazy, and who would even buy human organs? Up next is a picture of Tom Klebold helping his son Dylan get ready for the Columbine prom. Little did he know his son would help kill 13 people in the Columbine school shooting just 3 days later. Up next, you can bite off your own finger as easily as you can bite through a carrot. But your brain prevents it. Just do me a favor, don't bite off your own finger today.
Random facts to make you smarter. Part 3. Drinking a glass of warm water immediately after waking up increases blood flow and gives you glowing skin. Nike's slogan "Just Do It" was inspired by the last words of a murderer on death row. Having one lazy day a week can reduce stress and the chance of heart attacks.
Did you know our skin is the biggest organ in our body? These are useless facts that will blow your mind. Up first, back in the day, people used to use corn on the cob to wipe their butt. This is extremely weird and it makes no sense. How does this even work? Next up, before every fight, sumo wrestlers actually make babies cry for good luck. I don't know who told them that this works, or even gave the idea to do it. But realistically, they're just torturing babies and making them cry. Next up, your eyes move up to 100 times a second. This is extremely crazy, and I still don't understand how this is possible. Finally, your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. I wonder why this is, but nonetheless, it's very interesting.
Here are 3 harmless things that can actually kill you. Number 1, 6 liters of water. If you drink water too fast, you can get water intoxication, which can ultimately kill you. Number 2, 85 chocolate bars. Chocolate contains a chemical in it that can be toxic to the human body, and if ingested in high doses, it can be fatal. And number 3, a cherry seed. If you were to swallow a cherry seed, you will die. Cherry seeds have enough cyanide in it to kill a grown man.
Crazy facts about space that will blow your mind. Neutron stars can spin at a rate of 600 rotations per second. One day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Earth. 99% of our solar system's mass is the sun. The sunset on Mars appears blue. There is a planet made of diamonds. It is called 55 Concrete. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. It rains diamonds on Jupiter and Saturn. The footprints from the moon landing will be there for millions of years. Space is completely silent.
Facts that will blow your mind. The lack of color coordination in these chairs is stressing me the fuck out. Barbie's full name is actually Barbara Millicent Roberts. Is she a part of the royal family? Imagine if the doll was named Barbie Millie. We have 50% of the same DNA of a banana. Well, on most days I feel like a vegetable, so a fruit will suffice. 50% of my body also lacks potassium, so that makes sense. The surface area of Russia is slightly larger than the surface area of Pluto. Pluto just gets shit on left and right. It's not a planet, now it's too small. Let's just leave it alone. And lastly, when you remember something, you're actually remembering the last time you remembered it. Ow, that hurt. Like, I cannot comprehend this statement.
Here are some things that you don't know that's going to blow your mind. Okay, the mall is called the mall because you're not going to one shop or one store. You're going to a couple of shops, so you're going to the mall. You're going to the mall. A bat is called a bat because a bat is actually half bird, half rat. So, a bat. So, when you play the game tag, you touch someone and run away. Tag stands for touch and go. How come I never knew this? When you tell someone break a leg before they go to an audition, you're telling them break a leg to say good luck because you want them to get into the cast. So break a leg cast. I feel so dumb telling you this one, but I never knew what a motel actually meant. It's a mini hotel, so motel. And finally, the first season of a show is called the pilot because it's going on air. Like, it's literally going on air, pilot.
5 facts about the clit that will blow your mind. It grows over time. Due to changes in hormones, it almost doubles in size during puberty and grows even bigger after menopause. The clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings, double the amount of a penis. It's the only organ designed just for pleasure. You can't see the whole thing. The glans clitoris is the external part of the clitoris, the part you can see. The clitoral body is shaped like a wishbone and projects upwards into your pelvis. It's the most common type of orgasm. Nearly 37% of American women require clitoral stimulation to experience orgasm. Like this video for more fun facts.
Bizarre facts that'll blow your mind. A bolt of lightning can reach up to 53,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Researchers found by flossing your teeth, you're actually helping to improve your memory. Jack Daniel, the inventor of Jack Daniel's whiskey, died from kicking a safe with his foot. This caused his toe to break, which ended up getting infected, which ultimately led to his death. And finally, Dwayne Johnson holds the world record for the most selfies taken in 3 minutes with 105.
Facts that will blow your mind. Gummy worms contain more bones than real worms. Spoken language moves at the speed of sound, but sign language moves at the speed of light. If humans are able to cure aging and all diseases, we will only die under tragic circumstances. And lastly, if centaurs were real, the bottom half would be up and walking immediately, while the top half would just be flopping around. Follow for more strange facts.
Facts that'll blow your mind. A dog's sense of smell is so good that it can detect a teaspoon of sugar in 1 million gallons of water, or 2 Olympic-sized pools. Nintendo has been around for over 130 years, founded in 1889. You're born with just 1 pint of blood, but by the time you're an adult, you have 4 to 5 quarts. The Food and Drug Administration has a handbook detailing the levels of insect fragments that are safe for humans to consume in specific foods. More people have been to the moon than the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean. A human could swim through a blue whale's veins. Their hearts alone are 1,300 pounds and the size of a small car. The world's oldest unopened bottle of wine has been sealed since the 4th century. The Romer wine is a 1.5-liter vessel that was found in a Roman nobleman's tomb in what is now Germany and dates back to sometime between 325 and 359 AD.
These are crazy celebrity facts that will blow your mind. First up is Matthew McConaughey gets so turned on by food that sometimes he has to stop eating because the feeling is so overwhelming. This next one will blow your mind. Kesha has an IQ of 140 and scored a 1500 out of 1600 on her SAT. This is extremely crazy, and who would have guessed that? Next, Liam Payne has a phobia of spoons, so I'm guessing this guy never eats out in public. Finally, Rebel Wilson, who starred in the movie Pitch Perfect, became an actress after getting malaria. While she was being treated for the disease, she hallucinated that she was a famous actress, winning an Oscar. This inspired her to pursue the career of acting.
This scary fact will blow your minds and will make you question literally everything. It is believed in many cultures that if you can remember your dream when you wake up in the morning, then it wasn't necessarily a random dream. Rather, it was a message. So let me know what the last dream you remember is, because it most likely means something. Share this with a friend. Elon!
I was today years old when...
Your mind is about to be blown. First of all, I hope you all know who this is. And if you don't, you live under a rock. Her name is Glenn Close. You know how many nominations she has for Golden Globes and Emmys? 30! You know how many Golden Globes and Emmys she has? 6! Now wait for it. I hope we have all seen this glorious Robin Williams classic called Hook. But how is Hook and Glenn Close related? Well, Glenn Close was in the movie. No, how is that possible? Her name's not even here. Do you remember the man that Hook sent to the boombox? Yeah, the box with the scorpions? Well, she was he.
Because LeBron has been in the NBA for longer than he hasn't been in the NBA. I know, that sounds a bit weird, so let me explain. LeBron was 18 years and 303 days old when he was drafted into the NBA. And as of today, LeBron has been in the NBA for 19 years and 48 days. LeBron has been in the NBA for the majority of his life. and the majority of most of our lives. But he still has a few years to go before he reaches the ultimate NBA sage status that Vince Carter obtained a few seasons ago. By the time Vince retired, the span of his NBA career made up an absurd 30% of all seasons in NBA history. The man was a part of nearly a third of the NBA's entire existence. And throughout his career, he faced thousands of players, including not one, not two, not three, or four, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but 12 father-son duos in the NBA. Yes, you heard that correctly. Vince Carter was in the NBA for so long that he played the father and the son of 12 different NBA families. Now, if you had to guess which player has the highest offensive rating in NBA history, who would you guess? Jordan, LeBron, Steph, maybe Shaq or Kareem, maybe even throw in a wildcard guess like Jokic or Giannis? Well, it really doesn't matter, because I can guarantee with 100% certainty your guess is wrong. No offense, it's just that the current record holder is literally the last guy you would expect, because the all-time leader for offensive rating is Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert. For perspective, LeBron is 43rd all-time at 116.
Facts about Canada that will blow your mind. Canada is bigger than the European Union. Canada's lowest recorded temperature is as cold as Mars. This temperature was -63 degrees Celsius or -81.4 degrees Fahrenheit. They have more lakes here than anywhere else in the world. Canada has the world's longest coastline. Canada has 10% of the world's forests. Don't forget to like and follow.
I'm going to tell you some facts that are going to blow your mind and hopefully make you look like this kid. If one of them gets you and you honestly didn't know it, please comment and let me know. If you replace the W with the T in what, when, and where, you actually get the answer. You've probably heard the term break a leg, but did you know it's because they actually want you to make it into the cast? The division sign is actually just a fraction with the dots in the place of the numbers. The first episode of pretty much every TV show is called pilot. That's because it's the first time they're on air. And lastly, owl legs are actually this long.
You just realized these today. In the Monsters Inc. movie, this monster has a white sock on his back, and the Hazard Squad attacked him for it. They were screaming, "We have a 2319. The 23rd letter in the alphabet is W. The 19th letter is S. WS stands for white sock. What the fuck? Also, M&M's made it official that the green M&M and the brown M&M characters are in a relationship with each other, making them a lesbian couple. No one actually gives a shit though, because Skittles is already the gay candy. Everyone thinks that Goofy is a dog, but Disney announced that he's actually a cow. That makes no sense though, because all cows are female, and Goofy is not a female. He's definitely got a wiener and 2 balls.
These are absolutely insane statistics that you will not believe are real. The global rate for washing your hands after using the toilet is only 20%. Meaning 80% of you don't wash your hands after going to the bathroom. That's really unsanitary. Over 36 million US adults can't read above 3rd grade level. The average drunk driver drives under the influence approximately 80 times before getting caught. Driving under the influence is ridiculous. 1/3 of adults sleep with a comfort object, such as a teddy bear or a blanket. This is Angel Bear. 95% of millennials are not saving for retirement. There are nearly 12,000 annual injuries related to TVs falling in the US. Make sure you press the follow button if you want to learn more interesting facts like these ones.
Back in 2002, Gatorade shot a commercial that featured a 39-year-old Michael Jordan going one-on-one with a younger version of himself. This commercial was first aired during Super Bowl 36 in front of millions of viewers, and to this day, remains one of the most iconic sports commercials of all time. But what people didn't realize at the time was that the athlete that played the young version of MJ was actually a 22-year-old Jamal Crawford. Despite entire articles being written about the commercial itself, Crawford was never truly credited for his role. But in a recent interview on The Dan Patrick Show, Jamal talked about his role on set.
Were you in the Gatorade commercial with Jordan that
You played how old were you? You played the younger Jordan, the Bulls version of Jordan, and he's with the Wizards?
Absolutely. I was 22, I believe, and I was the younger version. And I'm like, okay, what's the lines? He's like, no lines. Let's just talk. Let's play one-on-one. I'm like, there's no lines. So I start reaching for the ball. He's like, you reach, I teach. Right? And he's I'm going off of his flow. I'm like, okay, am I playing? I'm trying to play like me. I'm trying to play, just play.
After taking an extended hiatus from the game, Magic Johnson returned to the NBA in the 1995-1996 season to play for the Lakers one last time. His return didn't last long, and he retired for good in June of 1996. You want to know what else happened in June of 1996? The Lakers acquired some 17-year-old kid named Kobe Bryant and signed superstar Shaquille O'Neal, which means NBA fans were one season away from seeing a trio of Magic, Shaq, and Kobe all on the same team, a decision that would have changed the entire timeline of the NBA. Now, for
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 25. We use and drink the same water that the dinosaurs did, so we're basically drinking dinosaur pee. You can always see your nose, you just don't always notice it. Someone who becomes angry easily, over silly things, subconsciously desires to be loved.
Here are 5 facts that'll blow your mind. Part 1. A teaspoon of honey is the life's work of 12 bees. The world's youngest grandma was only 17 years old. Dogs can tell when their owners are sad, and they'll begin cuddling them to cheer them up. Octopuses have a brain in every single one of their tentacles. A banana milkshake can help cure a hangover.
Here are some things that will blow your mind. Firstly, can you see any animal in this picture? It's not that hard. I mean, it is right there. When you do find it in this picture, you won't be able to unsee it because it is in plain sight. This is how construction workers had to build skyscrapers in the 30s. No harness or anything. This is absolutely terrifying. Okay, now just look at a couple of these pictures. This cliff in Brazil is notoriously known for people going and taking crazy pictures on it. I mean, it gives me chills just looking at the photos. Imagine just one wrong step. Not everything is what it seems because there is literally ground right under it. So don't believe everything on the internet. And finally, do you know the sewers in the movie It? Well, this is what they actually looked like behind the scenes. Pretty cool.
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 6. If you're shot by a sniper, you'll be dead before you can hear the sound of the gun, because the bullet would travel faster than the sound. UPS was founded by 2 teenagers with 1 bicycle and $100. A Crayola crayon can be used as a candle and will burn for 30 minutes. Facts about the human body that will blow your mind. Part 18. Your elbow skin is called your weenus. You can pinch it as hard as you want, and it won't hurt. The finger bones are straight on the back side, but curved on the palm side. We have an internal regulator that prevents us from using our full strength. Our muscles usually only work at about 60% max of what we are capable of.
Three facts about Australia that will blow your fucking mind. Number 3. Australia has the largest population of camels. Now you're probably thinking, nah mate, what about the Middle East? They have shitloads of camels. Yeah, but they come from us. We export our camels all over the world. So the next time you see a camel, just say g'day, because he's probably Australian. Number 2. Australia invented Wi-Fi. Now I refuse to believe this, but it's bloody true and there's the facts. So if we invented Wi-Fi, why is it so fucking shit here? Number 1. This is a wombat. It is an Australian native animal. But these guys do something that will blow your mind. They shit cubes. What? Could you imagine if your poos had edges? Lucky they're not sharp because that would hurt. So if you value your life, don't shit cubes, mate.
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 6. The average prison meal is more nutritious than the average school lunch. The human body is weakest at 4 to 5 a.m. This is when most people die in their sleep. If you fall asleep overthinking, then your mind will stay active even during your sleep, and you will stay tired.
Scary facts that will blow your mind. Sometimes you get to a point where you can't continue crying. That is because you cried so much that you are numb. You are feeling so numb that crying isn't even a thing anymore, and all you can do is think and stay still.
Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 23. Short people tend to live longer than tall people. The funniest people are often also the most depressed. There are 7 different kinds of twins: identical, fraternal, half-identical, mirror image, chromosome, superfundation, and
Here's some crazy animal facts that'll blow your mind. Part 1. Did you know that a shrimp's heart is actually located inside their head? Snails can sleep up to 3 years straight. Imagine you're just sleeping, wake up 3 years later. That's a good nap. A rhino's horn is made entirely of hair. Its hair is believed to have special curing properties for medicine, and that's why they're poached. If you ever want to hypnotize a frog, just tilt it on its back and then gently rub its stomach. This will completely hypnotize the frog. But if you want to reverse it, just flip it back on its stomach and it'll be fine again.
Facts about the human body that will blow your mind. Part 2. You can only swallow about 3 times before your body forces you to wait to try again. Your tongue rests on the top of your mouth. You fart on average of 14 times a day, and each fart travels from your body at 7 miles per hour. Crazy facts that will blow your mind. Part 7. If you're shot by a sniper, you'll be dead before you can hear the sound of the gun, because the bullet would travel faster than the sound. UPS was founded by 2 teenagers with 1 bicycle and $100. A Crayola crayon can be used as a candle and will burn for 30 minutes.
Scary facts that will blow your mind. If you remember your dream after you wake up, it wasn't a dream. It was a message. Press the plus for more of the macabre.
Here are some human body facts I guarantee will blow your mind. And if they don't, I'll give you a cookie. If all of your blood vessels within your body were laid out on the ground, end to end, they would encircle the entire Earth. 4 times! Wow. Okay, did you know that part of your time in the womb, you actually had a tail? I don't know about you, but I'm personally fucking filming that we stopped growing tails. It would literally be the coolest thing about us. Right now, get up your thumb and look at it. Did you know that the human thumb actually has its own pulse? Now, I hear motion sickness isn't exactly fun, but I'm about to make it even worse. Did you know that motion sickness is actually caused by your insides shifting? Remember, you're strapped into the roller coaster, your insides are. They're going like... Final one, the human nose can actually detect 1 trillion smells. Now let's make a deal. If you didn't know any of these, you have to share it. Okay.